Hi, so in this video I'm going to show you the program Microsoft Sway, and particularly I'm going to show you how I've used it to make a sort of all-in-one teaching package to replace a practical that I would usually run face-to-face. So basically, what is Microsoft Sway? It's one of the Microsoft packages that we've got. So let's have a look at one of these Microsoft Sway packages. So let's start by having a look. Let's start by having a look at what Microsoft Sway is. Well, it's marketed as being useful for making newsletters and presentations, and really the very good thing about it is that you can embed different things together. So if you want to put together a package for students to work through, you can embed everything into this. So this is one that I've created to replace a blood cells histology practical that we're not actually running physically present this year. So I've got a lovely front cover here explaining what it is, put the learning objectives in, and then you can scroll through and you can put any sort of information, images, and also embed videos in that you want. So this is explaining to the students what the point of this particular presentation is and what they're going to learn as they go through it. So the nice thing about it, like I said, you can have text, you can put in these heading cards so that you can divide your sway up into clear sections. There's some nice little features like these cards, and you can group and you can have compared images, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. And you can also embed into it videos. So this is a video that I'd produced a little while ago and it's hosted on YouTube, and then this links straight to it and it'll play inside the presentation so the students can watch that through. And then I've put this as a group, so that's alongside then how to stain something, what the cells would look like, and then a second video that I've made that explains to the students what the different cells look like when they're looking down the microscope. This one here is embedded on Microsoft Stream, which is where we're going to be uploading our videos. You can also have links out to different things. So for this task, I want the students to click on this link and work through something. And at the end here, when they've completed everything, I've got a Microsoft quiz, which you can make using forms at the end of the presentation. So they can do all of this work, go through everything in the package, and then test themselves at the end. So it's a really neat way of packaging a whole series of things up into something that the students can just work through. So let's have a look then at how we made this. So if we look here, if we clicked on the edit, so I've come out of the play and I've gone into edit, it's basically broken down into different chunks. So you want to think about when you're making it, what sections you want to include for the students, and then what information needs to be in each of these. So you start with a title card, and then you can insert different text cards and groups of information. So if you want things to stick together, you can put it in as a group. And when you've put in headings, so different sections, you get a new heading card, and that becomes the bold text. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to open a new one and I'll just show you how to make each of those different components that you might want in a sway. When you've put everything in, you can click on design and you can change the layout and the look of how you want your sway. So it can scroll either horizontally like I've just done, or you can have it going down vertically, or you can have it as distinct slides. There's a whole load of different colour and picture combinations that you can click on that are preset, or you can completely customize these yourself. Okay. So let's see then how we can build each of these modules in Sway. So when you arrive on the homepage for Sway, you can create new. You can start from a topic template that they've got, or you can upload a document you've already got and start converting it. So let's create a new one, and I'll just show you the different modules there are in there. So your blank sway always starts with your title card. So this is the title for your sway presentation. You can just click and write in there what you want it to say. Emphasis will make it bold, the text bold. Accent will make it italic, or you can click link and it can become a web link. You can add in a background picture here if you wanted. So you click on the background and then insert. You can pick things from the web, upload it from your device or from OneDrive. So here I'm just uploading an image of the Year 3 spine logo to put in as the background for the start. So that's your first title card. And then to add your next section, you just click on the plus, and that then tells you sort of what content you can put in. So for text, you can have a heading block which starts a new section, and that's in a nice bold form, or you can just have a text box which will be linked to that first previous section. You can put in media, either an image, video, audio clip, or embed something from one of the other Microsoft programs, so that includes Stream and Forms, or upload something directly on. You also have the option of group, so these are those more dynamic elements. An automatic group allows you to collect together text and media into something that you want it to display on one slide. So for example, where I put the 2 videos and the 2 images in, I did those as an automatic group so that they stayed together. You can put a grid in, a comparison that lets you slide between 2 images. The stack is the card that I used for the types of blood components, or a slideshow where you can scroll through a series of things. So let's just put a new heading in for now. We can call this section 1. Okay, and I'm going to put that in bold. And you might want to put an image in there. We'll sort of have a look and pick an image. Okay. So within this new section, I might want to add some text. So this is, well, welcome to this way presentation, whatever you want to write in. And you might want an image that's associated with that as well. So again, you can drag or upload the image into that from wherever you. And you can keep adding as many components as you want within that section, or add in a new heading, which then makes a second section. So basically, you just need to think what you want to put in and just keep adding them in and thinking about how you're breaking it up into your sections. If at any point you want to swap the order of things, you can grab these boxes and drag them up, move them between. So I can put this section first, or I could take this image and I can move this around. So I could drag that out and attach it to that section instead. So it's a really intuitive sort of drag and drop where you want things. To embed something, you want to click on the media button and choose what it is you want to embed in. So if I want to go on media, click embed. This allows you to get things from Forms, SharePoint, and also Microsoft Stream and embed that code in there. So if I wanted to embed that video of the granulocytes that I've made and uploaded onto Stream so that it can see it rather than it being a link out to somewhere, I'll just go onto Stream, find the video, and get the embed code. And you can do this with YouTube videos or other things as long as you can get an embed code to put in. That then you just paste straight into that box and it will put it in. Okay. With these different boxes, so have a look at what we've made so far. This is scrolling down in this version, so I've got my title in there, my different sections, and my embedded video. I wanted to change the oriented layout, so I wanted to go horizontally instead. I can change it there, and I can change sort of the color palette or the text that I want in. And anything that you change is automatically uploaded, so you can have another look and see if you're happy with how it looks now. Okay. So we'll just have a quick look at some of those other more sort of dynamic elements. So if we had a new section in here, uninventively call it section 3. So with these group elements, you can have some sort of really nice sort of dynamic things going on here. So you can select a grid, and within here you can add your content. So it can be an image, it can be text. So we can add each one that you add in here then is now part of that group. So if we build this and we look at it, it should put it together for us into a series of panels. Okay, so you can see each one then becomes a box. So you could put a series of images there that you want grouped together to discuss between things, or a series of cards, whatever you wanted. The other group elements we've got the stack, which I showed you earlier in mine, which just allows you to put things and they stack on top of each other. You can have a comparison card where you put 2 images in. Okay, so with the comparison, I've put these 2 sort of antibody shapes in there, and if we have a look at that, it will put them in as 2 that you can drag a bar across, so you can compare 2 things side by side. So really there's not much else to Sway. It's sort of practice, play. If you don't like what you've done, you can change a group type to something else. So I can change this to a stack instead. And if I play that now, we go along, they should be sat on top of each other, and you can flick through them. And you can copy sections that you've got and delete them. So really it's quite flexible in what you want to do. When you're ready to share it, so you've made it and you're happy, just click the share button, and that'll give you some different options. So you can share it with specific people. You can make it available to anybody in our organisation, so that's within the Kiel network, or anyone with a link. And you can send people the link, so copy and paste that into anything. You can get a visual link, which makes a nice little picture, and you can put that into an email message and people can click on that as well. Okay, so that's a whistle-stop tour of the different functions on Sway. The best thing to do is just get stuck in and have a go and see what works for what you want to make. It's quite intuitive. Don't worry about where you've put things. You can move everything around, change the pictures that you've uploaded if you've changed your mind, and play around with how much emphasis things have. Okay, enjoy.